Salute to all the real ones that's tapping in to watch your boy, man. The one and only Eugene, you know. But I am reincarnated long before this world has ever seen something that it seems to be greater. So I give y'all a video, but I'll open this up with peace and simple holiness, which is purity, you know. In a world like this, y'all, everybody's living in a sinful manner, y'all. You know, the Bible literally talks about trying to live sin free. You know, it's not easy to do, but that's what gives you a challenge, y'all. Everybody, they don't want to live under pressure because they feel like it doesn't give them nothing to life. You know, you shouldn't be asking for anything because you already got one thing you always wanted. You got the breath of fresh air to inhale, to live. You know, you might not appreciate this now, but one day you might find peace. You will, because you're living. All you have is time to experience and live in the way you want to. So throughout my life, y'all, I have endured pain, and I have endured everything that taught me to gain a stronger brain, because, you know, literally, y'all, I've been through everything you can name, y'all. I lost. I know I've been through betrayal, and I'm not gonna say I lost in, you know, let's just say a battle or a challenge. I'm talking about I experienced that many times through everything that I have, you know, maybe wanted to put a little bit more. Because think about it, if you love something, you're gonna try to put more energy into that because that's showing that you care, right? This world likes to take advantage of that energy you have. That's exactly why you stand out and why you're not of this world, y'all. You're like an alien. To be honest, you really are an alien, because these motherfuckers can't reciprocate that energy. Because, y'all, you're not living around people like you. You're living around people who are against you for the simple fact that they're against your energy. So they don't give a fuck how good you look, y'all. That's why I remind y'all, the Most High, He got tired of this world. The Most High created this world so that we, because we are reincarnations of the Most High. So if you want to say we created this world, but it's to a point where this world has been ran off of fucking nothing but darkness, because ain't nobody obeying the laws like they should anymore. But they want to say that they love the kingdom of God and they love the word. You don't know shit about yourself, and that's why you're never in peace, you know. But in this video, I just want to talk to y'all about knowing that now that you know that you are a child of the Most High family, you stand out heavily, y'all. You know, you will attract zombies whenever you go into places, because you will see hell of them pop up around you. They might not take your energy verbally or physically, but they're going to try to get in your way and try to irritate you, or they're going to try to cause you to get to react outside of yourself. And that's when you open the door for these motherfuckers to swallow you whole, you know. That's why it comes with protection, y'all. You got to rock protection out here, you know. It's so much deeper. You already have a protection, y'all. But a lot of y'all don't, because y'all don't protect your energy. So you ain't gonna have no aura out here, y'all, you know? If your aura is strong, y'all, you will attract a lot of things, but you will repel a lot of things as well. So that's why I say, family, it gets to a point where you gotta fully love yourself first. Love yourself first, family, because ain't nobody gonna love you like you love yourself, chosen one. You gotta know this now, because when you do, you stop giving a fuck about what you thought once was, you know? You can't control everybody, y'all, but you have the power to control your energy and where it goes and what you do with it. We're not from this planet, y'all. We come from the sun. That's exactly why we are able to come down here and absorb the sun into these physical avatars that were made for this planet, y'all. You know, there's a lot of beings who can't take the sunlight, y'all. I'm not telling you to question them, but I'm telling you to look at them and compare them to you and know why that you are a different species, y'all. You know, you're literally God formed in a physical vessel, y'all, with these fucking powers that you don't have them yet, but you feel them, and you are glowing every day. You step outside, because when that sun radiates on and it beams on your avatar, y'all, you see all the fucking glow. You know, you're literally a child of the rainbow, y'all. That's why you can see every color on the side of your body. That's really powerful. You are majestic, truly majestic, y'all. You're like a walking crystal, which you are, because literally, nothing in this world that's a title or something that someone made up can describe how powerful you are. You might be at your lowest right now because, remember, y'all, just because one person does something right doesn't mean that he can do everything he wants. Yes, he could take the world over, but what truly gives him power is knowing that people who follow him do so as well, and that's when the world explodes, or a dynamic shift occurs. That's what we are living in now, y'all. The shift has taken place, y'all. It's mentally, but that just shows you that everything's mental before physical, y'all. So if it's happening in the mental planes and within you, it's only a matter of time until the physical around you starts to show itself for what it is. And you see this. That's exactly why you don't like being around a lot of people. Or all you do is feel like these motherfuckers are trying to train you because they're walking trainers. They're already dead. They're looking for a host to feed off of, but you're not giving them no access, so they can't fuck with you. They're like flies to the light, they're repelled, This has nothing to do with how good you look. This has nothing to do with who you claim yourself to be. It has everything to do with science. A scientist giving y'all the download and to remind y'all that it's about your energy, y'all. Energy is first before anything. So if you can't control your sexual desires, or you can't control yourself, man, lock yourself in your room and ask yourself, what the fuck and why the fuck can I not do that? And implant something that's gonna help you get stronger, y'all. Because if you're not strong mentally first before physically, y'all, you're gonna let yourself go physically, y'all. Because what do you need to become stronger in the physical? You need discipline, y'all. Nothing happens in one fucking day, y'all. It takes time. And time is just a period of occurring, steps, But think about how different you are from the world, yo. Why do you think everybody tries to pick on you? Why do you think everybody wants a piece of your life? Why do you think you are left in a sense for dead because everybody's walking away or they can't handle your presence? That's exactly what I want y'all to question, Before you get this download, y'all, you must have lived in a way that I'm describing. Because if you're around others, y'all, and you're not questioning life like myself, y'all, you're not awoken to this level yet, or you might not be awoken at all. And that's why a lot of people comment on my videos and shit. Either they're fucking zombies, they're agents, or they're just people who are trying to think freely, but their brain ain't open to that side of themselves yet. So they need to work on themselves, But for all the people who are saying they don't understand this, because y'all, you're living outside of yourself, y'all. You're not gonna get shit outside of yourself. The only thing you will fully be able to, install into your mind living outside is what the fuck people are telling you, y'all. Why you think when you're in school or you're, at a job, the shit that they tell you, it implants into you, and it's something that you naturally know because it was told to you. But what the fuck are you doing for yourself? That's what I'm trying to get, family? When you go within yourself, y'all, the only thing you can do is reflect on what you are doing, and you start questioning things that you are doing, and you start asking yourself, why am I doing this? The whole purpose of us being down here, y'all, is to rise in frequency, y'all. Question everything. And once you question everything, y'all, you figure out what it is that gives you strength. Okay, the energy that I obtain gives me strength. And I figure out that the sun is empowering me because every time I step in it, it doesn't burn me. But it's like a light shining on me whenever I'm in the freezing cold weather. So it's giving me a power lift or a boost, So you should be absorbing what the fuck is giving you more life, y'all, so you can live on this realm longer. That's exactly why I'm explaining to y'all the deep truths that been uncovered, because I'm literally giving them to y'all. A lot of people are talking about this, but they're not going deeper within depth, y'all. To why is it that the sun, why does it heal you? Why does it give you strength? Why does it, make you sweat out shit that you are putting in your body? Because it's a natural healer, y'all. It's one of the strongest antioxidants that this world has provided us with, that we have put down here. Why do you think the sun is something we could take? Why do you think you have a sun in you that lights up literally like the sun? That's exactly why you glow. Because, y'all, we come from the sun, y'all. I'm talking to the sun gods or the sun beings that landed down here to make a change, to walk like how God did when he was down here trying to help people, You know, this shit is deep, y'all. So if you don't get it or you are against it, you know, you might just want to click off now. Or you might just want to think about how much you fucking been lied to, y'all. Because how is it that they're going to tell you something that ain't true? But at the end of the day, when you experience it for yourself, it's something completely different. Because these demons are against what you do. That's why they don't want you knowing this shit. But I'm not going to make this video too long, y'all. I just want you to question everything about yourself. You know, if the sun is something we can take, yo, why is it something that some people can't take, yo? Why is there people in this world that walk around with umbrellas and shit? Or why do they walk around, you know, only at nighttime and they don't come outside in the light? Because you're literally around vampires, yo. Fucking zombies, werewolves, you know, gargoyles, you know, ace of spades, yo. Literally, they show y'all this shit in the movies, yo. So you can't say it's not real. Because if it wasn't real, how the fuck would they be able to create something like that and out of thin air and show it to you? They're only gonna show you what the fuck has been around for centuries, yo. You know? And I'm just here to be the blogger that uncovers the truth. Because once you have this power, you realize no one can fuck around and take that away from you unless you give it up. But I want y'all to think about this, y'all. If the sun helps you sweat, well, it's doing you a favor and removing poison that shouldn't be in you, you know? And this is why, literally, y'all, nothing but plants obtain soil and sunlight and water because they're at their purest form. Why do you think no matter how much you might cut a tree down or you might cut a root, eventually it's gonna grow back? Because you can't, no matter what you do to it, you can't remove its immortality, yo. That's immortality at its highest form. Because what happens if you cut the grass? It's gonna grow back, yo. That you're literally questioning everything outside of you and how powerful that is. But are you forgetting the most important asset of yourself, yo? Everything comes from you. So you are literally the most strongest thing in this fucking world, yo. You give life to everything around you. Why do you think people are fighting simultaneously to drain your energy? Because they can't live without it, yo. If you ignore them and you walk around in silence, they can't feed off you, so they slowly perish. And those parasites that are in you, yo, they're the ones controlling you, and that's why they don't have your ass in that sun. Because, yo, you're killing them while you're in the sunlight, yo. You're literally killing those parasites because they feed off a negative energy. The sun is the most purest, most cosmic form of energy, yo. That's exactly why no being in the sky or no creature that may seem to live underground or in places you might not know of can block it, because they didn't even create it in the first place, yo. So what makes you think that they have that kind of power? They don't have that power at all. They're powerless, yo. The only thing they have at their aid is, you know, stories, confusion, and, you know, if you want to say the opposite of fiction, which is non-fiction. Because what they create, y'all, they can output and make you believe in it. And if you believe in it, you give that shit power, y'all. So before I end this, I just want you to remind yourself that, you know, life is truly deep. Yes, it is. But once you start living in a way of trying to change and trying to become a better version, you see life differently, y'all. And you realize how many fucking people been lied to and how many people can't break that spell. You broke it. So thank God that you broke that, because the Most High chose you. He's within you. He resides through you. And you're somebody that is needed in this world to change it. That's exactly why you're not going to leave this world anytime soon. You will live for a long time. You know, they were divinely protected as well, y'all. You have power. You know, you have the power to control somebody through their mind, y'all. And you have so much energy if you ain't covering that third eye, because that third eye, it's the first eye, y'all. And what you see through it, y'all, it uncovers all truths. Why do you think people break down or just shit malfunctions? Because of that eye you have, y'all. If you don't have a crystal on you that's gonna protect you, you have this and your aura. So I remind y'all, remember, this world is deep. It runs deeper than the waters. But once you are aware, y'all, the power, it turns into your hands. And that's when they become fearful of you, because you can literally change the world with a snap of a finger, you know? We're here to set balance to the fucking chaos and toxicity that this world has become, you know? But to fully get this video, y'all, you're gonna have to hold a lot of energy within yourself. You're gonna have to have a mature face. You're gonna have to glow when you step out in that sun. And most definitely, you're gonna have to be not heavily targeted, but you're gonna have to be somebody that nobody's gonna want to fuck with, y'all. Because when you are truly luminous, y'all, ain't nobody gonna want to fuck with you because they can't stand to your power, y'all. You're like Aizen. You're alone. You're, literally, y'all. Nobody wanted to fuck with him because of the power he had, y'all. When you have that kind of power like Gojo or Sasuke or just somebody that's strong, y'all, everybody looks at you like someone that can take all their pain away. But it makes you feel like you're lonely because when you have this kind of power, y'all, nobody can resonate like you. So you stand at the top. And it's just a big burden for you because there's too much shit going on in this world that's controlling everybody else. But you're uncontrollable, y'all. So I'll give y'all this video, man. Find peace in yourself, y'all, and watch how your life becomes that. Yes, you'll lose a lot, but you didn't lose yourself. But I'll see y'all family members. Believe in yourself, y'all, because I do, and I believe in y'all.